Rolling, rolling. Hi guys, it's Mitch, back again with another video, and today I've got a makeup tutorial for you guys on the beautiful Sade.
Hi guys.
Go follow her, go check her out. I'm obsessed with her. If you follow me on Instagram, I mean you know this already, but yeah, go check her out. She speaks for herself. But yeah, today we created this beautiful look, something green, something fun, a pop of neon. So if you want to find out how we did it, just keep on watching. Okay, you guys, let's get into this. I am so excited to be bringing you a makeup tutorial that is longer than 2 or 3 minutes because that's what I'm used to on Instagram. So yeah, let's get into this. Let's get deep. Any question you guys have, let me know down below. I want this to be a community. I want really to help you guys, and I want this to be as raw as possible. So yeah, I'm starting off with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Light Cream, which is one of my favorites, and then taking the Fenty Beauty Pro Matte Filter Primer in the center of the face, not in the Fenta, in the center of the face. I love this because it really mattifies, but it doesn't make the area dry. So this is perfect for most skin types unless you're really dry. So I like to use this on everyone, to be honest. I just feel like it gives the most flawless finish. Then I am taking the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Butterscotch, and I'm taking this underneath the brow, really carving and blending as I go. I'm taking this on a Plouise crisp finished brush, which is a really flat brush that's quite small as well, so it's really good if you're trying to be really intricate and clean. I always like to take this mostly on the outer corner of the brow, just because that's where I like to create the most kind of shape. I don't really like the inner corner of my brow to be too carved out, just because I'm kind of over that, to be honest. I quite like my brow to be quite highlighted on the outer corner, but then when it comes towards the bridge of the nose, I really like to blend it into the brow just to soften that area, and it really allows me to really take my shadow a little bit higher and make everything a little bit more seamless, especially when it comes to blending my shadow into my nose contour, which you'll see in a little bit. Then I'm going to take the Plouise base in shade 6. These are amazing because they run in so many shades and they are so nice and sticky for the start of your makeup. So I would really recommend these. You guys have probably got these already. But if you've not, you should definitely give it a go. Then I'm taking this with my ME4 brush. And then I'm going to take Plouise and, of course, Mmmmitchell, hello, Acid Rain Paint in the shade Ecstasy. And this is just going to really act as almost like a grip for our shadows. And because I'm working on a deeper skin tone, these are really amazing to really start off with, because they start off the process and they really give depth to the shadow to start with. So instead of trying to build up a shadow and get it really dark, you've already got a dark base. And I do this all the time with my eyeshadow now. I always like to start off with a darker base with these paints. It makes my eyeshadow process so much quicker, so much easier. And if you guys have ever experienced an eyeshadow patch on the outer corner of the eye, this will eliminate it. I promise. Give it a go and thank me later. Then I'm going to take Mo from my Feet in the Ground palette, which is the black shade in my palette. And I'm just going to tap that over the top with this My Kit Co brush. I'm really just tapping really lightly. Every person that I do makeup on, they always say, Mitchell, you're such a light-handed makeup artist, and I truly believe that is how I get such intense eyeshadow, just because when you're really trying to press eyeshadow into the eye, it almost dries the base out way too quick, and that way you're not going to be able to have a base to build on top of. So I really just tickle the eye with my pressure, and I do this because it really just allows me to build up my intensity a lot easier without risk of actually creating that patch, which is the dreaded patch. And if you've had it, I know you hate it, so this is just how I combat that and how I avoid it. So now I'm going to take a few shades from my Mmmmitchell Volume 1 palette just to really blend out that crease. I took shade Cocoa Pop and then Halfway to blend it into the temples. And then I just go back in with all my shades one more time to really just intensify everything. So I'll go back in with the deepest shade, then the lightest shade, and then the shade that blends them together. This way you just get a really seamless blend, and each shade is still intense and you don't lose that intensity. Whereas when you're blending out deepest to lightest, that can happen sometimes, and this is what we do to avoid it. Then I'm going to take this Melt Cream Shadow. It's a beautiful light khaki, and it went with perfectly with this eyeshadow that I was going for today. And then I'm going to go back to my Mmmmitchell Volume 1 and really start adding the shimmers to the eye. So I'm going to start off with Mermich, which is a beautiful shimmery teal. I mean, watch how this applies. You'll be obsessed with it. You need it in your life. It is so stunning, so bloody buttery. Hello. Look at that pigment. Then I took a little bit of Sour, which is the purple, just to blend it into the mattes on the outer corner of the eye. Then going back to Feet on the Ground, and I took Mama's Garden. And you guys have gone crazy for this shade. I feel like this may be my favourite shade out of Feet on the Ground, I'm not going to lie. Then going back to Mmmmitchell Volume 1 and taking Apple Tight on the inner corner of the eye. And notice when I'm doing this, I'm using quite a fluffy brush just to get a really seamless blend between each shade. and it also allows me to then blend it in to my matte shades which are in the crease. I love applying my shimmer shades with a more fluffy brush. I just find you get a bit more of a dispersed look rather than it looking really sharp and unblended. Then I'm just repeating this on the other side of the eye, and again I'm going in with my sour shade to blend that into the outer corner. Always remember to do this so you get that nice transition outwards. Then I'm taking Tangy Teas by me and Plouise. This is one of the crisp finish paints, and I'm using this as a bit of a base. And this is really nice because even though it's really light, it's got a really peachy undertone, so it doesn't look too harsh or too white, especially when I'm working on a deeper skin tone. Then I'm going to take Chemtrail, and I'm really just going to tap this over the top and tap this into the shimmers on the lid. When you're taking a matte shade and you really want it to pop and not crack, because I know that is a problem for a lot of people, and it used to be for me. I think I used to just pack way too much on all at once, so I really layer it up really slowly, and it's so important that your base isn't too wet, which is why I love using the paints as a base, because they're not really wet, they're more sticky, which is perfect for when you're taking a matte eyeshadow, and it really sets it in place. Then I'm just going to take a wipe and just wipe away any little bits of fallout that we've got under the eye, and then just add a little bit of liner. Then I added a bit of glitter liner. I don't know where the footage went to this, but I will make sure I go over this again in another video. But it's basically a black gel liner and then a little bit of glitter liner over the top. Nothing revolutionary here. And then I went over it again. It's the Beauty Bay Mmmmitchell one, but if you've got like Urban Decay Heavy Metal liner, Midnight Cowboy, that'll work as well. But yeah, a little selfless plug for me. Okay, now onto one of my favorite parts of the makeup. I'm going to start doing her skin, and I know you guys probably think eyes are probably just my favorite part, but at the minute, I don't know, I really just love learning more about skin. I love trying new things. I love just working on all different skin types and skin tones. It's really a passion of mine that I really have, and I just want to get better and better at it, better at it, but hopefully I can help you get better and better at it, as I do as well. So yeah, I'm going to take the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade New Caledonia, and it is Sade's perfect shade. It literally blends in so easily. Then I'm going to take these Morphe sponges. I think these are from the Lisa Frank collection that they did, and they're so nice. They do a few different sizes. This is the biggest one, but then I took the smaller ones later on for underneath the eyes. Then I'm going to take the Juvia's Place concealer in the shade J16, and when I say I love this concealer, it's wow, probably one of my favorite concealers of all time. It's so full coverage, so blendable. The most easiest to blend out ever, actually. I mean, you'll see this when I blend it out now. It literally just disappears and melts into the skin. It's so beautiful, and I love everything that this brand stands for. And if you're a full coverage king or queen like me, then you need to try this brand, especially the concealers. I'm obsessed. The eyeshadows are incredibly pigmented. You've probably already seen them before, but yeah, definitely give them a go. I would highly recommend this concealer. It is so beautiful, and again, there's so many shades for every skin tone, which again is so needed and so necessary in 2020. Like, come on. So yeah, take note, brands, from people like Juvia's Place. So now I'm going to take the Too Faced concealer just to really highlight a little bit more. I'm going to take the shade Butterscotch underneath the eyes to further highlight, and while that is sitting there, I'm going to let that kind of marinate, and then I'm going to take the Woma contour stick. This is the deepest shade, my favorite contour stick on the market. It's so beautiful, so blendable, and so creamy. It's so easy, and I'm blending this with this Fenty contour brush, which again is one of my favorite brushes as well. Then notice underneath my eyes, I've let that sit there, and they were probably sat there for about 4 to 5 minutes, I'm gonna say. And now I'm gonna take a really small beauty sponge and really just start to tap that concealer out in that exact same area. I'm not really blending it onto the face. I'm literally keeping my sponge exactly where I've placed the concealer, just so the concealer doesn't spread across the face. Because it is super light, I want these under eyes to be really bright, but I don't want it to spread onto the contour or where the first shade of concealer is, just because I want this skin to be really almost gradiented outwards towards the contour. So this really just allows me to create a really soft blend when using different shades of concealer. And then I'm going back in with my big beauty blender, which has got my foundation on, and then I'm going to further highlight one more time, and again going back in with my little beauty blender to really precisely blend that out. Then I went in and just set the face with some powder and really just bronzed up the cheeks, but now I'm going to add some highlighter to the face. This is a Pat McGrath Skin Fetish highlighter. I love this so much, and I love how I can customize this to every skin tone if I just mix the two shades. When I'm working on a deeper skin tone, I really love to mix the deepest shade of this highlighter palette with either or, depends on what kind of color I'm going for. So obviously today we went for more greens, so I went for more of that yellowy highlight, the yellowy gold, and mixed it with the bronze. Then I'm taking shades shade Mocky Mama out of the Fenty bronzers. I'm obsessed with this formula. And then taking the TL Mitchell lashes on the top and the under lashes on the bottom. And I mean, I can say for myself that these lashes really just take it there. If you've ever tried these on, I know you agree. They're not for the faint of heart, but you know, for us big, full coverage makeup queens, you will love these, I promise. And if you've not tried them already, come on guys. These are a staple now. We really need to level up and get these on our eyelashes. I mean, look at these. Then I just got Sade to really just pinch her lashes all together, just so then they're super comfortable for her. I actually prefer my clients to do this on my models, just because I don't like getting too close to their eyes. That way you might irritate the eyes. Then I put some foundation down the chest, and then she did her hair, got it all sorted, and then here we go. Here is the finished look. I am so happy with this look. I love Sade to bits. I love painting with her. We always have such a fun time. We always have such good chats. But yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I am so obsessed with this. I hope you learned something. And yeah, thank you so much. Okay, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I don't have any words. But yeah, thank you for watching. Let us know what you thought down below. And let us know if you want to see Sade back again. Because please say yeah, because I really want her to come back. So yeah, follow Sade down below. And maybe I'll see you on the next one. Love you.